We seriously need to talk about what's going down with Brooke Schofield's ex, Clinton Kane, because wow, this guy just dropped a whole YouTube video trying to clear his name. He's finally addressing every wild accusation thrown his way, from lying about his mom's death to faking an Australian accent. This whole mess blew up a while ago, but now he's back, talking like he's setting the record straight, and we've got to unpack every bit of what he said. So let's rewind to 2023, when Tana Mongeau went on the Zach Sang Show and completely aired out Brooke Schofield's ex, Clinton Kane. Brooke later confessed that she actually begged Zach not to include that part in the episode because she was still in love with Clinton and mentally not in a good place to have her private life blasted like that. But Zach still dropped the full episode, including the part about Clinton, and Brooke was devastated. She even talked about it later on canceled and made it clear how betrayed she felt. Now here's where it gets even messier. The whole reason Tana even brought Clinton up in that podcast was because Zach was the one who introduced Clinton to Brooke in the first place. So, during the interview, they were kind of reflecting on how bad Zach felt for playing matchmaker when all this chaos came out about Clinton. And trust me, the list of lies people accused him of is wild. Like, he was allegedly lying about multiple family deaths, his actual age, his entire upbringing, and even that thick Australian accent he always used. And that's not all. He was accused of cheating on Brooke while they were still together. The real kicker? A lot of these lies started unraveling after he appeared on the Zach Sang Show himself, right in the middle of dating Brooke. That's when things started falling apart, and people began piecing together just how deep his stories went. So get this. Clinton once claimed that his mom, dad, and brother all died within the same year. He even said his music, including that emotional track Chicken Tendies, was inspired by that heartbreaking loss. But after that podcast episode aired, people who actually knew Clinton in real life started flooding the comments saying, "Wait, his mom and brother are alive!" That's when everyone started throwing up major red flags and questioning everything he'd ever said. Clinton later tried to explain himself, saying he was estranged from his biological mom and that it was actually a motherly figure who had passed away, not his real mom. But at that point, the damage was done. Tana and Zach weren't holding back at all. They were straight up calling the situation weird and messy. And the fact that Zach was the one who introduced Clinton to Brooke just made him feel even worse about the entire thing. Then, things went nuclear. Clinton dropped a shady TikTok, basically hinting that Brooke was still talking about him, all while promoting his new song. That move pushed Brooke over the edge. She finally broke her silence and posted a full-on multi-part TikTok series spilling everything, every lie, every heartbreak, and all the ways she said he treated her horribly during their relationship. It was intense, and the internet couldn't stop watching. That whole situation is what blew Brooke up on TikTok. Her videos went completely viral. After that, Clinton decided to clap back with his own long series of TikToks and even dropped a statement to Rolling Stone. But instead of owning up to the biggest issue, lying about his family, he started nitpicking small timeline details, trying to shift the focus. People immediately caught on and called him out, saying he was dodging accountability and trying to gaslight everyone the same way he allegedly gaslit Brooke during their relationship. It was messy. Clinton also tried to double down, claiming once again that his biological mom is alive and that he had always been talking about a mother figure who passed away, but fans weren't buying it for a second. In all his past interviews, it was crystal clear. He specifically said his mom died, not some motherly figure. He spoke like his mom and brother were gone, full stop. Now he's trying to rewrite the story, but the receipts don't lie and people are not letting this one slide.
Your mom passed?
Yeah.
Your brother passed?
Mm-hmm.
And your dad passed?
1 year, yeah. Chicken Tendies is actually about losing my mom. And I had a talk with my publicist about explaining how to explain, because I wasn't ready to talk about it yet last year, about like losing my mom. But she passed away like 2-3 weeks after the song came out, after Chicken Tendies came out. That's why like I had to take a break and there was like a lot of stuff.
Because your mom's a Pentecostal pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Was.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna laugh about it?
No. I just love that is what.
I'm sorry.
In the end, most people took Brooke's side. She became the fan favorite while Clinton got completely canceled. But now, years later, Clinton's trying to crawl back into the spotlight. He's teasing new music and just dropped a YouTube video called The Truth About Everything, where he finally claims he's ready to tell his side. The timing couldn't be more suspicious, and fans are definitely watching with side eyes. Right off the bat, people flooded the comments roasting him because the video opened with him cuddling a dog. Viewers were quick to say it felt like a setup, like he was using the dog as a cute little prop to soften his image and make people forget the drama. It's giving damage control, and the internet wasn't falling for it.
I'm my little princess. Hi, Papa.
The video kicked off with such a long dog clip that people couldn't help but clown him online. Comments were everywhere saying stuff like, "The dog as a prop is sending me," and "Not the dog in the beginning trying to make yourself look human. See guys, I have a dog, I'm a good guy." It was honestly hilarious. After that drawn-out intro, Clinton finally got into the serious part, saying he does care about what people think and say. He admitted that even though he acted like he didn't back then, the truth is he really did. He also said that the video he just made should have been his real response to everything back then. According to him, he was too numb at the time and wasn't ready to talk about anything until now. Then he basically blamed everything, every lie, every mess, on trauma. He said his real dad did pass away during COVID and that it was devastating for him. He admitted they didn't have a close relationship and hadn't spoken for years, but it still hit him hard and stuck with him emotionally. Clinton claimed he didn't start processing that grief until 2024, and that's when he began realizing how much pain he had been carrying. Then came the big confession. He flat out admitted that he did lie about his mom and brother dying. He said he doesn't even fully understand why he did it, just that something in him was broken at the time. He told viewers he's still trying to make sense of his own actions and that it's something he's continuing to work through.
About my mom and my brother, I lied about them dying, and I don't fully know why still to this day. I've been in therapy for God knows how long, trying to figure out how to deal with this and all the other stuff in my head. And it's come to a point where it feels like you could do therapy for 50 years and still not have dealt with everything. But I have been trying to figure it out. But on that end, let me just kind of give you context. In around like March 2021, about when Chicken Tendies was coming out, I put out a note on Instagram that a special person had died. And that person was a motherly figure who I had met in my travels and I lived with. And she was the one who passed away. She wasn't my actual mother, but in my circle, I had told everyone then and there that my actual biological mom had died for reasons I don't truly know.
He eventually goes on to apologize for all the lying, trying to sound sincere about it. But then he insists he didn't do any of it for attention or sympathy. Yeah, that's what he said. Which is wild because this man literally lied to the Grammys and kept the story going in multiple interviews. People watching were like, "Come on, there's no way this wasn't for sympathy." Still, Clinton stood by his claim, saying that wasn't his reason for doing it at all. He told viewers he's truly sorry and that he's finally taking accountability for everything he said and did. But the internet wasn't totally convinced, because how do you say you're owning up to it while also acting like your lies weren't attention-grabbing? The whole thing left people side-eyeing his so-called apology big time.
I know I hurt a lot of people, my fans, my community, my friends, people around me by lying about this, and I am so sorry for that. But it had nothing to do with my career. Me lying about that had nothing to do with garnering attention or fame or moving forward in my career or for people to feel bad for me. It was not how a lot of people have made it out to be. I did it literally for my own trauma. I shouldn't have done it. It was not right. And I take full accountability, and I am sorry.
Later in the video, Clinton finally brought up the whole accent drama. He swore up and down that he didn't lie about it and that his so-called fake Australian accent was never meant to deceive anyone. According to him, he's just lived in a bunch of different places growing up, and Australia happened to be one of them. He said his team actually told him to pick one place to say he was from, since constantly moving around made his background sound confusing. So he just went with Australia, apparently because he liked how it sounded and had lived there for a bit. But fans weren't totally buying that explanation either. It sounded way too convenient, especially after everything else he'd already been caught lying about.
The biggest thing that's been talked about, my accent. Guys, I did not lie about my accent. I did not lie about where I'm from in any way, shape, or form. I've been very clear about it since I started my career and got here in 2019. I've lived in multiple countries. I've moved around growing up, all the places people have said that I'm from, I've literally lived in all of them. Brunei, UK, Australia, Singapore, Cyprus, Philippines, like, I've literally lived in all of those places. I would go anywhere. Every time someone asked me where I was from, I would say, I grew up here, 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 here. It would be a whole spiel. And then I met my team and eventually had that same conversation. And then they told me I needed to have an identity. Just pick one place, just pick one, because there was no, I don't know, but I picked Australia because I felt like it, because I had actually lived there.
Clinton then turned emotional, apologizing to everyone he's hurt, especially people he's dated, and anyone caught in the mess of his lies. He admitted there were so many things he didn't even need to lie about, but said he did it anyway as some kind of coping mechanism. He explained that all of it supposedly came from his childhood trauma and the constant moving around when he was younger. He said that always being the new kid made him feel disconnected, like his truth didn't matter since he'd be gone soon anyway. So, in his words, he started lying to make life easier, to fit in faster, and to build stories that sounded better than reality. He claimed it wasn't meant to hurt anyone, just his way of surviving emotionally. But for a lot of people listening, it just sounded like another excuse wrapped in self-reflection.
In all the relationships I've been in, I have made a lot of mistakes. I have been very insecure. I've hurt people emotionally from my actions, things I've said, started fights, things I've done. And I'm sorry to every single person I've hurt, every single person I've hurt. I take full accountability for everything that I've done to hurt another individual. A pattern that I sort of, would like to talk about, all the little lies and things that didn't need to be lied about and things I've said that were untrue. I am sorry about that too.
By the end of the video, Clinton got all deep and reflective, saying that his music is the only truly honest part of him. He talked about wanting to move forward, let go of all the guilt, and stop carrying the emotional weight that's been dragging him down for years. He made it clear that his upcoming songs are supposed to be raw and real, like his way of finally telling the truth through lyrics instead of lies. But Brooke wasn't just sitting quietly on the sidelines. After seeing his video, she actually commented saying, "You know what? I'll take it." That alone sent the internet buzzing. Then, she dropped a TikTok captioned, "Touching grass because I don't have another 14-part series in me," clearly throwing a little shade while showing she's done rehashing the past. She followed that up with another TikTok set to the song War Is Over, where she wrote, "I'm a lot of things, but I ain't a liar. Fans were living for it." Most people agreed Brooke finally got her moment of validation, because after all this time, Clinton publicly admitted to doing exactly what she said he did. One fan even joked that it should become an official holiday called Brooke Schofield Vindication Day. Another comment said, "The world has never needed you and Tana's commentary more," which totally captured how iconic the whole situation had become. Tana, of course, couldn't resist joining in. She commented, "Good day, mate," and even made a TikTok reacting to everything. The drama had fully come full circle, and the internet was eating up every second of it.
I opened my phone for 2 seconds, and the top comment on this video being this with 10,000 likes is so fucking funny to me. And like the knowing that he can't filter photo comments, just
So that's the full breakdown of what went down when Clinton Kane finally came forward to admit he did lie in the past. It's wild seeing him circle back after all these years, especially with how messy things got the first time around. The man's trying to spin a comeback while owning up to his old mistakes. But honestly, people are split. Some think he's finally being genuine, while others believe it's just a PR move to get attention before dropping new music. If you've been following this drama since day one, you already know how chaotic that original wave was. It's what really shot Brooke into the spotlight. So now that Clinton's come clean, sort of, how do you feel about it? Does this change anything, or are you still side-eyeing his so-called truth? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about it, because this story is far from over. Don't forget to like, comment, and share for more updates on the next round of influencer chaos.